Okay, I did say I would leave you with a few ideas of things that you could do to extend your tasks a bit further, and some suggestions as to how you can get a little bit of support. One of the sensible things to do really is you've got a scoring system, but wouldn't it be fantastic if you could keep a high score? You know, ever got the highest score in your game? In fact, it's really rather easy to do. If you have a variable that you call, say, I don't know, something like high score, and you make it a cloud variable. What this means, and if I just pop that up here, is that, for example, what you could do is set it up so that your first time around the game, the score becomes the high score. Next time, if score is greater than high score, then set high score to score. So that's something that you might want to consider. So when someone starts the game up, your particular game, because it's stored on the Sratch servers, wherever they are in the world, someone will start at 0, but the high score, whoever got the highest score in the past, would appear there. And if your score beat that high score, your score would replace that there. Sratch at the moment can only have cloud variables that are numeric, so you can't put in things like people's initials or something like that. That may change in the long term. Other things that you might want to do, if I just start my game for a moment, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I've got 12. There are 48 blocks there. Now, if you want to know someone's cleared a level, they must have destroyed all 48 blocks, but you could create a variable called block count, started at 48, or started at 0, and every time one of these blocks disappears, you could also change the block count by +1 or -1, and then you could say if block count equals 48 or block count equals 0, depends which way around you're going to do it, you could throw up a message that says level cleared, and then you could perhaps restart the level, but maybe you could make the ball speed a little bit faster. To do that, if I go back to this one, you'd have to not set the ball speed to 5 here, but you'd have to, on the yellow ones, be doing set ball speed to ball speed +1 or something like that. Okay, so that makes it even harder. So you might have a ball speed of 5 for yellow and 6 for orange and 8 for red, but on level 2 it might become 6, 7 and 9, and on level 3 it would become 7, 8 and 10, so the level gets increasingly hard. And the biggest hint of all that I can give you is you can steal people's ideas. And the reason that you can steal them is because if you I'll go back a moment there, I've just found other people's versions of Breakout, and it's easy enough to find. If you just press the leave page, I've put Breakout clone here, but the whole point is on Sratch you can get other people's games. This is a particularly nice one, which if I just click on it for a second, take a moment to kick in, perhaps a little bit more complicated than mine. And we left click to start, so off goes the ball, and there it goes. And lots of different blocks in there. It also has sound. There's a little bink bonk, which I don't think that you could hear. You know, on Sratch, I didn't even look at the sound thing, but you could play a little sound, and again, I'm not going to dwell on sounds. I'm going to leave you to explore that one, and you can play sounds every time the ball hits the paddle or the ball hits a block. On this particular version, you'll notice that if I press play, all the blocks are actually very close together. You might want to say, well, actually, I want my blocks to be that close. What else does it do on them? I'm trying to think now. Left click to start. There's an instruction there. I don't know, actually. Hasn't even got a scoring system. It's not even good as ours, is it? But the whole point is, if you want to borrow anything, you've got, well, I like the look of that. You can see inside what this fella has done. Far more complex than we've done. But to be honest with you, when you start wading through the instructions that are attached to each of these, then you can begin to see what they're doing. For example, here, if mouse X is greater than 220 and mouse X is less than 216, then set X to mouse. You know, it's basically. Sorry, I apologise. Let's focus on this one. If mouse X is less than 220, then what it does is it doesn't let the the paddle go off the screen. Let's just play this little game again, and I move my paddle to the right. See? It doesn't go off the screen. And over there it doesn't go off the screen because that instruction is saying, look, if you try and move me to more than 216, and you can see here that I'm moving it to 224 there, then in fact it sort of sticks, and when I do that, it only starts moving when, anyway, I'm sure you get the idea, it's at 216, and after, no, 220, isn't it? And beyond 220, it doesn't move any further to the right. So it stops the paddle disappearing. So that was a nice touch, and we could just borrow that if you wanted to. So all you have to do is head to the Sratch homepage, and whatever you're looking for, just use the search button bar here, and you can go and find other things other people have done, and you might want to lift their scripts to improve your own games. So that's about it. I really hope you've enjoyed the breakout. And as a final thing to tell you, I have done these videos 5 different ways and 5 different times, and I've spent about 12.5 hours doing these videos. I'm very tired, and it took a long time to get it right. And that's what you will find with Sratch. Things will become frustrating, and it is only when you start using the search or heading to the forums that you begin to sometimes get help with scripts. So if you've ever got a problem, you want to know what to do with something, then you can pop a post onto there. Okay? You may notice problem with breakout game, collision issue by DJ. That was me. I had a problem with something earlier on, so I put a post up on here and someone told me what to do. And now I've just taught you it. There you go. It's all there on the internet. Good luck.